May profits be upon you. Welcome to my special edition of the weekly forecast. In this forecast, we're going to handle both the FX, the Forex market forecast, and the equity markets. So the entire list over here to the right of my screen is what we're going to cover in this video. US dollar index, the euro futures, the pound futures, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, CAD, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, Japanese yen, and we're going to handle all of the S&P futures, the NASDAQ futures, the Dow, the gold futures, silver, and crude oil. We're handling it all today, right now. And thank you for being a part of this. So we won't have to make two different videos. We'll have this one. And I'm going to make sure once I'm done to put chapters in so that you can just go to, hit the chapter link and you go right to whatever pair or whatever market you want to go to. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so last week was filled with a lot of opportunity, in my opinion. But this week, I think it's going to be easy to trade. Let me show you what I mean. Let's take a look at this economic calendar here. And what we can see is Tuesday, CPI, US dollar. I mean, this is the big one. All right, this is the big one that you want to be watchful of the entire week. Yeah, Wednesday we have some CPI for the pound, and we have core PPI on Wednesday, and unemployment numbers for the Aussie, and more US dollar news down here on Thursday. Nothing on the nothing red. No red folders on Friday. So Tuesday is the big one. All right. You might want to, some people probably want to wait until after the news in order to trade. Because Monday we have, there's no red folders here, nothing. All right. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are going to be your hot days to trade. Good days, hot meaning good. Okay. Now, that CPI thing, yeah, man, that's one of the ones that could reverse the market. So the core consumer price index will tell the Fed give them some good information so that they can base a decision on whether to cut rates or not, and uh, or cut them sooner. It'll give us the state of where inflation is right now. All right. So it's an important one. Now, let's look at the US dollar index. Last week, as you can see, I've been highlighting this channel for over a month now. And that last week's video, I talked about where price was and how we're at the support line of this channel, and that we may find support here for higher prices. And if we go down and take a closer look, come on, man. We can see last week closed very bullish, very strong. You see the reaction of the week before, and I was looking for more continuation of that, and that's exactly what happened. Hey, if you made money over this, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section and say, "Hey, man, you were on point here." Now, what was I? What can I expect for the week ahead? I expect a pullback of some sort and continuation to the high, continuation higher. Why? Let's go to the daily. I'm gonna show you why. All right. One, remember when I took the Fibonacci retracement tool, I went to the high of the range of this bearish leg. I went to the high of it and the low of it, the swing low, moved it over to the side. And I said, we were heading towards this 50% area here, all right, of the range. That's 50%. And I was like, this is the area where I would start to think, hey, we're entering in premium, and this is discount. All right. The premium is above the 50%, and this is where you want to take your short. The discount price is where you want to take your longs from. And we were moving from discount into premium. So I was thinking that this area here had a chance to turn price around because of the volume imbalance and the fact that there was a bearish fair value gap here, but I thought it was too low. I thought that if price the likelihood that price would hold there and for lower prices at the support side of this channel, I thought it was kind of like 50-50. Let me get this as a bearish, okay? But I said, well, watch how price reacts to the daily fair value gap here. And we tapped it, and finally broke through. I thought that's exactly what was going to happen because I was looking for a higher probability trade from the 618 of this the 618 Fibonacci retracement of this range. This made more sense to me as opposed to this. You understand? Now you see this high here at liquidity high. Why am I picking that liquidity high? If we go to the 4 hour, if I can get there, if we go to the 4 hour, let me move this. You can see it's that 50% line here of this trading range. All right. I'm getting rid of this bearish fair value gap because we already traded through it. Okay. If I can get rid of it, that'd be nice. All right. Now you can see that liquidity line is at a swing high. This is external range liquidity. All right. And what you look for is if price is respecting bullish fair value gaps like it did here, and like it did here, like it did here. All right. There's structure in place for price to go higher. That's all there is to it. All right. There's no reason to look bearish yet because we haven't had a significant break of structure. When we start breaking structure to the downside with an engulfing move or something hard, then we can talk about something. But this didn't break any structure. This move down didn't break any structure. Neither did this little move. I'm looking for more until we reach external range liquidity. All right. And I'm going to look at how we reach that external range liquidity. Are we going to create a bullish fair value gap here? All right. For price to come back to and then find support to go higher. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Or are we going to take this liquidity high, run into this volume imbalance, and remember that Fibonacci retracement tool marked the 618 range area here, and the 618 fib level here, which is right above that liquidity high right here. If price goes up here, we may see price turn around, and this would be a healthy retracement. We want to see if the retracement ends up there and continues down back to these lows. That's what I want to see. Or if it breaks through, are we going to break through with bullish fair value gaps that price could come back to and continue higher? Are we going back up and taking out this high and these highs, all of this liquidity up there? We're going to find out. All right. But right now, I think we're heading up. And if the US dollar is strong, we'll move on to the euro. What will the euro do? Well, the euro is looking like is the polar opposite, the mirror image of the US dollar index, right? And you can see it's holding to this descending channel, right? And I pointed out last week, we're at this top here. We had already popped through it. And matter of fact, let me stay on this one. If we take a closer look, we can see that the week, when I predicted that where we might go, I said if the US dollar continues up, we're coming back down. We're going to go down inside of this the resistance side of this channel. And that's exactly what happened. We closed down there as well. Now look at this. Look at this, and I want you to pay very close attention. All right. We have a bullish fair value gap here. All right. And I pointed that out last week. This is a bullish fair value gap. It's a weekly bullish fair value gap. All right. I'm gonna keep it light, just right here. All right. And I said, there's a chance. Yeah, there's a chance that price could use this to come into and then pop out. All right. Watch. I don't think we're going higher prices. I won't look for buys. I'm not looking for buys uh, until this high is taken out. This previous candle's high is taken out. I'm not looking for buys. We can come back up into this and end just like that. But if we don't go past that high, I'm not looking for buys. I'm not. All right. I think that I want to see if we take out this low. That's what I want to see. I want to see if we take out that weekly low. If we take out that weekly low and we close below it, we're going down. We're going down further. That's all I'm saying. That's what I am saying. I think it will confirm the bearish intent of this market. If we go to the daily, let's take a closer look at things. All right. We are inside of a weekly fair value gap. All right. This is the daily time frame. I want you to see that we have a bullish fair value gap here, a bullish fair value gap here. All right. And price is probing past those. But at this point, we're respecting. But what do you see? Price going up, going down. We didn't take that low. This Friday's candle ended up an inside candle, inside bar. All right. And what did I say last week? Inside bars where you usually see a change in direction. Not all the time. Look at that one. Right. It just kept in a consolidation. All right. And we're still in that same consolidative range. All right. But the what I'm looking at is that close inside of this fair value gap, where I would love to have seen a two candle push, a contact in and exit out. That's what I would that would have been optimal. All right, but for buys anyway. Right now, I'm not seeing that. All right, and what I'm looking for Monday. Are we going to close past these lows? That's what why so I have this these lows marked for liquidity. We are still inside of a weekly fair value gap here. Remember that, right? And we could turn around at any point. But if we get a close past these lows, we get a close past these lows, which means we're disrespecting this fair value gap here, and we're probably going to disrespect this one. You understand? Those two daily fair value gaps, I'm thinking that we're going down here. I'm thinking that we're going down here. So this is the area I want you to keep an eye on. Look at this Fibonacci retracement. I got it from the swing low to the swing high. From the swing low to the swing high. We're dancing in that area of the 50%, right? And what did I say about premium prices? Discount prices. I want to take shorts from up here. I want to take longs from up here, of down here. All right. If we come down here to this fair value gap that I just highlighted a little while ago, that's at 705, right? Just below the 618. If we get in this area right here, this is going to be a great area to take a high probability trade back up, in my opinion. And I mentioned that last week, right? We're making our way down there, kind of grinding our way, but look at this high, and then we have this sell down, and then we have this move up higher. This is the area I want to start looking for those buys. And I want to see if price continues down lower. I want to see how it gets here. So I would be looking on the 4-hour to see if we open up any bearish fair value gaps. Aha! What we got here? You like that? Aha! Right there. Boom. Right? And did we show respect to it? We did gonna show did. Hold on. Let me get it. Where is it at? Come on, man. There it is. All right. You see price came back up into it, 2 candles, 1, 2, but we did not get a close past the uh, uh, that this low here with the candles that came afterwards. But we didn't get a close above that high either. We had probes. So I like this. I like that the fair value gap, that bearish fair value gap on the 4 hour is holding price. And I think that it eventually will give way to the sell side liquidity that it's building up. All right. This is internal right here. This is internal range liquidity. Where we go after we hit internal range liquidity, we go down to we go down to external range liquidity at a low. All right, and that'll be on the way down to our area where we're looking for high probability trades back up. All right, but for now, sells. All right, we're getting ready to hit this area here. Some people are going to see this as a a demand zone of some kind. I think we may see price take these relative equal lows out because there wasn't a sweep. If there was a sweep before it went up, then I would think, this is probably going to be more substantial. But I don't. I think this will probably give way. We'll see. We'll see when we get down here. But once we disrespect these bearish fair value gaps, I mean these bullish fair value gaps, 1 and 2, just know that we're probably coming down here next. Okay, so bearish in the euro. If we go to the pound is more bearish than the euro is. I'm gonna show you why. What I'm saying. I got that red arrow up there. Look at this. All right. Last week, we came up here. I said there's no fair value gaps being developed at all. All right. And this was that ending candle that we were at. And I was like, this looks like we might be heading back down with a stronger US dollar expected to, going from the lows of that the support side of that channel. I'm thinking that we was heading down. Now, we are heading down, right? You see how strong this candle closed below that low. That indicates, just using next candle theory, that we'll probably see we'll probably see the market push back up towards that previous low here and then continue down towards this low. All right, we're coming from external range liquidity. We got to go into it, right? Internal range. All right, where's that internal range liquidity at? Where are we going to find it? Well, let's go to the daily. Where are the bullish fair value gaps? Well, we just disrespected. Well, I keep looking up there. We just disrespected it here. All right. There was a bullish fair value gap here. And on Friday, we closed past it. This is a daily time frame that we're on. All right. What am I looking for now? Is this going to hold? Is that going to hold? Look how we closed, how strong that closes. I think we're going to continue down. And what happens is, if we look a little closer, you can see that there was a lot of momentum in this candle. All right, I'm looking for price to do exactly what I just described it would do. Come down, wick higher, and then flip and go back down all the way to the external range liquidity. I think because we disrespected this bullish fair value gap here, all right, because we disrespected it, it's not offering fair value. So if price is not offering, the market's not offering fair value, it's doing what? Seeking liquidity. And here is the liquidity I believe it's going to seek. I'm going to watch how the next couple of candles form, and I'm looking for new expansions. I'm looking for an expansion past that low, down towards this mess. All right. We'll see what price does when it gets down there. If we look on the 4 hour, can we see where it could turn somewhere? Can we see an area where it can turn somewhere? We don't need to project that far out. We don't. We do not. We're in this bullish fair value gap here, and it's an old one. All right, it's older, so it may act as a speed bump for a price to continue further down. When we get down here, when we get down to this low, what level is this? I'm going to tell you right now. If we get down to this low here, 1.34343, yeah, if we get down there, uh, we could get a significant pullback. All right. And I'll be looking for that significant pullback into a bearish fair value gap. All right. But for now, I'm bearish in the pound. Okay. If we go to the Aussie dollar, you see how it's grinding up. It's just grinding, it's just grinding up. But what did I say last week and the week before? I'm looking at this weekly fair value gap that has not been tested yet. All right, for a price to come back to. Look where we're at. If we put the swing high to the swing low of the Fibonacci retracement tool, we're at that point. We're at that point, the 618 golden ratio, where we could see price turnover. I'm looking at all this liquidity, this liquidity down here in this internal range liquidity here for price to come back to. All right. Now, are we going to head towards the bottom, to these lows? I'm not sure about that, but I like this low to act as an inducement to this bullish fair value gap here. I like to see this come on down. That's what I'm expecting. Look at the daily. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. Let's look at the daily. And what do we see? All right, we have a bullish fair value gap here. All right, I like that. All right, but what does it mean? Doesn't mean much. Not to me. Why? Because this Friday candle didn't close past that Thursday, that strong Thursday candle. Yeah, we had a nice retracement, and we had a pull, a reaction when we got here. Excuse me, but because it didn't close strong. What? I didn't mean to do that. All right. When it doesn't, when it did sweep the high, but it lets me know that it has more business to take care of down here when it sweeps instead of trading through. So I'm looking for price to quite possibly challenge this fair value gap to see if it holds. But we've already swept the high here. All right. If it's going to go higher, this should have closed stronger. All right. This is an indecisive doji candle, and I'm thinking that we're probably going to head down lower. If we go to the 4 hour, I don't want to spend too much time on the Aussie dollar because it'll mess you up sometime. We swept the high. We had all this wiki mess. All right. Trying to get inside of this crazy looking candle here. I don't like this kind of price action. All right, but I do know we have some sell side liquidity down there that's attractive, and I think that price is going to head for this low, and I don't think because of this reaction and the follow up candles behind it didn't push higher. I think we're probably going to be pushing lower down to here, and this is probably going to be our move down to this untested bullish fair value gap down here. All right, and this is at what level? Come on, man. This is at 64.89. 64.89. But I'm looking at this level here at 64.95 as the move for price once we start coming past these the sell side liquidity. I think that we're probably going to gain some steam and mow through these relative equal lows down into this fair value gap. You mark my words, okay? New Zealand dollar. This one's more bearish than the Aussie, but they usually are pretty close together. But look, one is way more bullish One is way more bullish than the other one. This one looked like it wants to go higher, but I think it's coming lower anyway. This one, I know is coming lower. I know it. All right, look where we're at. Look on the daily. Uh, the daily, we came so close. We came so close to that low. Same with this high. And I was talking about it for a couple of weeks. You all watching my videos know what I'm talking about. I've been saying that, yeah, we're going to make our way up here, and then we're probably going to see price come down lower. Now, that could very well still happen. All right. But because we already swept this high and we had this pullback and we're showing respect to this fair value gap, I'm going to take a closer look at this. All right. Now, here's my rule. When price comes into a fair value gap, all right, I'm looking for a two candle reaction, which is optimal. One in, one out, and we can continue higher. That lets me know, that indicates that the price, the fair value gap is going to hold. All right. Another thing that indicates the price, the fair value gap is going to hold and that we should take buys is when I see the first candle close beyond the high, a strong close beyond the high of the preceding candle. That happened here on Thursday. Friday, it took that high and came back. I think this is a retracement, folks. Now, here's the deal. Had this is where for swing traders, this would have been the area I would have took a trade in. I would have took a long at, and my stop loss would have been below that low. All right, it would look something like this here, because that was a strong close, and this is the swing high, and I would be targeting this high and probably the finally hitting my area of supply here. All right. And that would have given a pretty decent return, or almost a 1.5. But I like to get better than that. So I go down to the lower prices for pull for better entries, the lower time frames. I'm sorry. So taking it at the top here, I probably would have went down to the 4 hour, or the 4 hour or the 1 hour, and look for closes that finally got above this high, and then I would have had a better risk to reward ratio. But this here, I'm looking at as a pullback. If the fair value gap survives Monday and Tuesday, if we get candles that do not close beyond that 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 turn around basically right around here, I'm looking for the next candle that closes above this high. All right, for an entry. If we go to the 4 hour, I spent a lot of time on that. I didn't mean to. This was that strong close up, and then we had an equally nasty pullback almost to the very low. All right, I'm looking to see if this holds. You see how the candles got smaller here? This is giving me a little indication that we may see price start to build back up. But I think this is going to be, I think we're probably going to head towards these highs if the fair value gap holds. As soon as we get a close past that fair value gap low, uh, probably going down into this bullish fair value gap down here. Could we turn around there? We'll see how price reacts once it gets down there, but we have to see if this daily fair value gap holds first. All right, so I'm gonna keep my eye on this one. Canadian dollar, the Canadian dollar. Let's look at the weekly first. I'm going to show you something. This is a bearish monthly fair value gap I talked about for the last 2 to 3 weeks. All right, I said price is going to make its way up into that, and I'm going to look for price to turn around. Look what we got going on here. Finally, when I saw this candle get engulfed by this candle, I said, yeah, we're on our way. This is what I was looking for. All right. And then we got two candles, two weekly candles, one taking the high of the previous one. But we got another turnaround on Friday. I need a candle to close past that low. I need a candle to close past that low that will allow me to take a short with confidence. All right. Canadian dollar being short against a stronger US dollar is what I'm talking about. Remember this. Remember it's not USD CAD, it's CAD USD. Remember that if you're FX broker trader. Okay. But CAD futures, I think CAD is looking weaker against the US dollar as it stands. All right. And we already went over the US dollar index chart. So I'm looking for some more downside action here. Okay. If we go down to the daily, will we see something telling? Not as much. All right. But what I want you to see is this bearish fair value gap was kind of overtaken in a weak sense. Didn't take that protected high though. Did not take that protected high. And what has happened since? What has happened since? Boom. We have a bearish fair value gap here. All right. You start building more than one. What if when bearish fair value gaps start to beget bearish fair value gaps, bearish fair value gaps, then you understand what the order flow is. All right. We came up, we closed past this bearish fair value gap. What do I say usually happens when a bearish not a bearish one, but a fair value gap is overtaken? It tends to inverse. All right. It tends to invert, excuse me, and it becomes an inverse fair value gap, an inversion. It tends to act as resistance. If price comes back up here, I'm looking for this fair value gap to hold. One of the reasons being is because it's overlapped by the inverse fair value gap here. So if price does come back up here, I think we have some confluences that'll help to bring price back down. Not to mention that we are in a bearish fair value gap on a monthly basis. And that's a monthly fair value gap. Now, what I want to see is expansion. I want to see price pull back and take out this low. I want to see the next candles take out that low, and that will give us more confidence to take price to these swing lows here. All right, I do believe that that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay, all right. If we go to the Swiss franc. What is my time clock looking like? I have no idea. We'll go to the Swiss franc. Uh, let's go to the weekly. And what do we see? What do we see? Uh, we have a push down, taking out that previous low, a lower high, then a lower low. Great. And then we have this recovery. Uh-oh. And this one closed beyond this high. All right. And then we have a pullback and we have this high being overtaken. What do we expect? We just swept the high of this range. All right. Are we going for this high next? Well, I think there's evidence to say that's a pretty good possibility. Why? What would make me say that? I want to show you. Look at this. From this high to this high, we have a bullish fair value gap on a weekly basis. This is a weekly bullish fair value gap, and we have just tapped into it last week. All right, we tapped into it last week. What am I looking for this week? If you've been paying attention, you understand what I'm about to say. I'm looking for a price to give me a two-touch turnaround. I'm looking for price to take out. Come on, man, you're not drawing. I'm looking for price to take out this low, right? And then flip back up and close above that high. That's what I want. That's what I want. After the contact, I need to see a close above the previous high. That's all there is to it. And that will give me confidence to take buys. Now, I don't need to see it on a weekly basis. We're going to see evidence of it. We can see better evidence of it on the lower time frames. But I'm looking for a two-tap touch. this week coming, I want to see this candle take out that high. That's what I want to see. I want to see it take this low and move up towards this high, and maybe Tuesday we take the high with the CPI data. Who knows? We'll see. All right. If we go to the daily, we have a daily fair value gap here. We got a daily fair value gap down here where we have this fair value area. All right. This will be a strong area to take a buy from, a high probability area to take a buy from. This buy, this bullish fair value gap here it is going to offer some good opportunity as well. I'm going to watch the way price reacts once it reaches it, all right? Because it's inside of a weekly. There's a daily fair value gap in nested inside of a weekly fair value gap. So we have two confluences that say that we might find support for higher prices there. All right, if we go down to the 4-hour, okay, what I want you to see is, look at this. We have this fair value gap here, a bearish fair value gap. Can I get that? Yes. All right. And this was our first contact. We closed below that low. That would make me want to take long shorts, but you got to be careful because we're taking the short into a weekly fair value gap here. So we got to be extra careful. All right, we got to be extra mindful. What happens is this one, there was a bearish fair value gap here on the weekly, on the 4-hour, right? Price ran into it, came down. The next candle closed back within, and then we closed higher, higher still, a strong close, and now we got 3 candles that's coming out. What do we do with this? What is it? Is this going to be a bullish move or a bearish move? Well, after an impulsive move down, all right, to the bottom of this range, and then I think it makes sense to look for a pullback, right? We got that pullback. Did we get past that 50% area of that trading range? Not quite. There's still room to go. So I'm not really, looking like I'm not really to jump on shorts right now. Not yet. Not until I see a candle that proves it wants to come back down this way. So I'm looking for a close below these lows right there. I want to see a close, a strong close below those lows. If this fair value gap gets closed above, then I know we're coming back up to these highs for the buy side liquidity. You understand? That's the way this works. Those fair value gaps can tell you something if you just let it tell a story. Okay. But I like the way we're dancing on this bullish fair value gap, this weekly bullish fair value gap, and it's not giving that hard push yet. Why? This is the hardest it got. And then we came back down to it. And then we got this weak stuff going. I think we're going to coming down. That's what I'm thinking. All right. I think we're going to take, I'm going to look to see if price gives me that support there for higher prices once it reaches down to 1.2594. Okay. If we go to the Japanese yen, this is the last of the FX pairs. If we go down, the Japanese yen has been something else, man. It's being outperformed by the US dollar right now, especially with tariffs being thrown back up into the war zones and stuff. Trump be going off sometimes. Okay, now what do we have here? All right, I pointed out last week. We took this low here, but it was a weak taking of the low. We didn't trade through it. We didn't trade and close strong to indicate more bearishness to come. What happens is we recovered, come back up here. We get a close way above. This looks like it's bullish, and that's why I was like, oh, okay. We took out a nice bearish fair value gap here. And I'm thinking that we're probably going to take out these highs. All right. No. This was a bearish leg. All right. That took liquidity. All right. And this was the pullback. That's all it was. All right. And if you put your Fibonacci retracement on the high and low of this trading range and move it to the side, you can see that we came to 618, 705, that magic area where price just likes to turn around and find the resistance to go back into go from premium prices to discount prices. So look at the way the week closed. Look how strong that candle is. All right. And we are heading towards these relative equal lows here. All right. I like the look of this. This is going to make it easy, in my opinion. All right. I'm looking for price to come up and continue down lower. That's all. All right. If we were going to bounce, we would have bounced here. This is the area of fair value here. And price did find some buoyancy there, but wasn't enough. And I think we're coming towards this low right here. Easy. Hello. Give me that. Thank you very much. All right. I think we're coming down to these lows, and we'll see how price reacts once it gets down here. And I want to see how it gets down there. Are we going to create another bearish fair value gap here? That's what I'm going to be looking out for. If we go to the daily, we can see that there was a daily fair value gap formed here. It was tapped here, and we got a strong close below that swing low. All right. And we're heading towards this swing low. I think this is easy to see. All right. That you ought to be bearish with the Japanese yen. All right. If you're looking at US dollar, watch. I'm going to show you US dollar JPY. If you're looking at US dollar JPY, you'll see you should be bullish. All right. Because you have a bullish fair value gap right here that price tapped into. We closed beyond the highs of this the swing high and the previous candle. I like to see price take out this high, and head towards this high. All right, that's US dollar JPY, but we're looking at Japanese yen futures, all right, which is JPY against the US dollar. Just giving you a reminder. Now, let's look at the S&P. We're going to the equity markets, and my voice is starting to go. All right, I got you though. Japanese yen. The S&P futures. If we go take a quick look at the weekly, come on, man, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're making me look bad. Okay, you can see that we have a bullish weekly fair value gap. Let me show you. You can see it very clearly here. All right, a bullish fair value gap that price could push down into and find support for higher prices. All right, that's if we got higher prices. But this candle, the way it closed last week, is indicating that we might be heading down. Might be heading down. So we took out the external range high, the external range liquidity, I'm sorry. And these are all-time highs. All right. Why would we not pull back? You understand? We can continue higher, but this is a doji, and it just swept that high. I think we're coming down to test the fair value gaps below. And this is the daily, and we have a daily aligned with the top of a weekly fair value gap. And look how Friday closed. It was bearish. We didn't take that low. I mean, we didn't trade through the low. We did sweep it though. So we may see some consolidation up until Tuesday. We may see some consolidation on Monday, but come Tuesday, I think we're going to see a move down, and then we can see if we get that what do you call it? The confluences of the bullish confluences here to align for support for higher prices. All right. Now understand there's a bullish fair value gap here, a bullish fair value gap here. All right, right at the breakout area. This is going to be a higher probability trade to the upside. This would be a full pullback to the 618. if we come down that far. But in an impulsive environment, sometimes a 38% pullback is, uh, it'll suffice and then continue high. So we're going to see. But right now, I am bearish going into the week. I am bearish going into the week. This is neutral. All right. We're going to wait. We're going to wait and see. Let it prove it. Go to the 4 hour. Let it prove that it wants to go down. All right. Look at that. We have a 4 hour fair value gap. Price has come into contact with it, and we had a strong close. But it's not we didn't close past that low. All right. If I see Monday, we close past this low after taking contact with a bearish fair value gap, we're going down. Mark my words. This is rangy. All right. From here to here, but I think we're going down to the bottom of the range. That's all it is. All right. And we have a liquidity low here, liquidity low here, liquidity low here, liquidity low here. A sweep down, especially with a CPI data news coming out, that could bring us down there. If we go down to the NASDAQ, what do we see? I gotta see. I need to see a clock or a TikTok or something. I don't see it. I don't see my clock. I don't know what happened to my clock, but I want to keep going. All right. So on the NASDAQ, this one, you see, this wasn't the greatest of price action in the world. That's on the 4 hour. Let's look at the weekly. What do we have? Do we have that fair value gap there, like a weekly fair value gap there, like the S&P? No, but we have one here, a weekly fair value gap here. So price could come down here, find its support for higher prices. There is no doubt about that. We already hit the all-time high. We had a strong close above it, a stronger close with the NASDAQ than we did with the S&P. You can see that, right? Traded through it. Can we have this pullback? Yes. I think there's a stronger chance this weekly fair value gap holds than as opposed to its counterpart. That's the S&P. It's in the same place, but there's strong. You know what? No, I misspoke. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to go back to the NASDAQ. Why are you freezing up on me? Yeah, it's actually looking quite the same. So yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think we have a good chance to hold here. I think we have a good chance to hold here, but just bear in mind how big this range is. All right, put your Fibonacci retracement tool on it. Go from the low to the high, and you see that there are some fair value gaps like this one at the breakout area, just like in the S&P. All right, this is a daily fair value gap here. Oh man. And it's right aligned, it's aligned with the between the 50% and the 705. The 618 goes right through it, right at the breakout area. I like this. I like this area. All right, and it's in the bottom half of the weekly fair value gap. So if price comes down here, if price comes down here, this is a high probability area to look for price to push higher. All right. If we go to the 4 hour, we don't have. Oh, we do. Yes, we do. Look closely. I'm sorry. I'm going too fast. That's because of this clock. All right. We have a bearish fair value gap here. All right. Price came up into that bearish fair value gap, turned around. We did not take that low. I'm looking for price to take the next candles to take that low. If we take that low, what I mean by take it, I don't mean just sweep it. I mean trading through it. If we can trade through that candle's low here, we should be heading down towards this sell side liquidity. That's what there's not a whole lot of resistance for it. will at least get down to this area right here. And that is at the bottom of this range. So I'm looking for price to head down. Yes, I do. Going into next week, the Dow is not very different. You can see we disrespected some bullish fair value gaps. We have a bearish fair value gap here that price is dripping down. We're very close to taking out this daily fair value gap here. I'm looking for price to come down, take out these lows, take out these lows into this daily fair value gap, which is aligned with the larger weekly fair value gap here. These two are lined up against each other. So this is going to be a high probability trade to the if it does break bullishly, that'll be a high probability trade. That's at 44.18. That's in the Dow. Let's look at gold. If we go to gold on the daily, it's been, kind of rangy, but there's a high to the range and a low to the range. All right. Right now we're in the middle. But if you played the ranges, every time it came up to these highs, it took a dive. All right. When it came down to these lows, it started to come up. Right. Where are we at now? Right now, if we're looking at the latest price action, you can see that we disrespected a bullish fair value gap, came down into it and closed below it. And then we zigzag back up. All right. I'm looking for this extensive move that took us past this down close candle. All right. Creating this fair value at this area of fair value. I'm looking for price to pull back into this and continue higher. If we go down to the 4-hour, you can see that we have a 4-hour fair value gap. I'm looking for price to find some support there for higher prices. That's all there is to it. I'm looking for gold to go higher. That's it. Not a whole bunch of other magic. All right. I'm looking for gold to go higher. All right. Now, will gold and the US dollar go higher at the same time? When it does, it's kind of weird. All right. But I think you can see how bullish it has been since Wednesday, the 9th. It's that's on the 4-hour. Go back to the daily. You can see 1, 2, 3 since Wednesday. We had this nice extension. I wish it would have closed past that high. But if we get a small candle for Monday, that means we'll have a bullish fair value gap here. And that's what I'm counting on. I'm looking for a bullish fair value gap to form and give us a Tuesday launch. That's what I'm looking for. A Tuesday launch to the highs. That's what I'm looking for. How do you get how do you I just want to increase the letters. I thank you. All right. I'm looking for Tuesday to form this bullish fair value gap for price to give the support for higher prices. That's what I'm looking for in gold. Yeah. All right. If we go to silver, silver's been very strong. You can see that. And I don't think it's coming back to this bullish fair value gap that it's already formed here because of the expansion here. I don't know if it's coming back down at this on a daily basis. All right. But if it does, it's fine. That's great if it does. Let's go to the weekly and just take a peek at it. You can see, come on, that's it. Oh, dang, I guess that is it. Silver is, I mean, it boomed, man. It boomed. There's a lot of news to take into consideration. Uh, uh, but it hasn't been this high in 13 years, man. And you see that expansion. I think that if we get a small candle on Monday, we're going to have a bullish fair value gap here that it could use to go higher. All right. There's no reason in the world to be looking for shorts in this market. And we got oil. Oil is the last one. Oil, US oil, we're on the weekly. I thought we were coming up here. All right. And we took a sharp turn on the June 23rd. I can't remember what that news was. There it is. Dollar slip as Trump announces tariffs. There you go. The tariffs came in and oil went down, and then OPEC started talking about, went into pumping up their production, which lowers the price of oil in the markets, and it took a tumble, right? But what I want you to see is something that I would like to point out from this swing low to this swing high, and this is a retracement. And where are we? Where are we in that retracement? We are in a bullish fair value gap. All right. Is that a weekly or a monthly? I think that's a weekly. Yeah, it is a month, a weekly. We're on a weekly fair value gap here. That's why I had the lines dotted. All right. And I've been watching that. You know, I've been pointing at it for the last few weeks. Said that it's having trouble getting past it. We're not making lower lows, right? I think we're going to go up. We saw evidence of it. We saw a price pull back. We pushed up, and because we closed higher out of this bullish fair value gap, I'm looking at higher prices in oil. Where are we going though? Be careful, because there's a ceiling here. This bearish fair value gap here on the daily. All right. This is a daily bearish fair value gap. And we're going to grind our way up. After such an impulsive move here, you expect this grind back up, but it's going to end. This is nothing but a retracement. Where is it going to end? Let it get towards that 50% equilibrium. We'll start to track how price starts to behave then. But right now, I'm still up until we get to that 50% retracement, okay, of this trading range. Where would that be? Let's go to the low. That'll be right here. All right, right at 71.21. All right, 71.21. All right, let it get up there, and then I'll start thinking about maybe we ought to start looking for a price to turn around. But right now, hey man, this looks like an impulsive move up, a retracement, and then we may see more going towards the upside. We may. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just thinking about the in the near term. I'm bullish. I'm bullish. That's it until we see a break of structure to the opposite. All right, to the downside. All right. Now that's it. That's it for this weekly forecast. Thank you for watching till the end. I really appreciate you guys doing that, and make sure you say hi to me in the comments so I can shout you out in the next video for staying until the end. Thank you very much. Thumbs up for you, and make sure you give some thumbs up and boost for this video so that I can continue to put out content. I will see you in the next video, and may profits be upon you.